So let's start or wait for some time or we'll start. We'll start. Okay. Okay. The criteria 6 is the criteria 6 is governance, leadership, and management. It's a very important criteria. As I was mentioning earlier, we have some qualitative metrics as well as we have some quantitative metrics. Let us look at it. What are the qualitative metrics and quantitative metrics this particular criteria has? See, one is very important component is the vision of the institute and the mission of the institute. The vision and mission are reflected in the academic and administrative governance. The point is, the faculty members should know the vision and mission. The students should know what is the vision of the institute and what is the mission of the institute. It has to be displayed in the website. It has to be displayed in the HOD room. It has to be displayed in various places of the institute so that students and faculty members they should be aware of the vision and mission of the institute. When I was talking about outcome-based education, see, I spoke about course outcome, I spoke about program outcomes, program educational objectives, and mission. The program educational objectives should link with the mission of the institute, right? The program educational objectives with mission. Ultimately, the institution should go to fulfill the mission and vision of the institute. So students, faculty members, everybody should be aware of vision and mission. Look at this qualitative metrics. Institution has a clearly stated vision and mission which are reflected in academic and administrative governance. Whenever we are having committees also, different committees should be established to look at the financial needs, to look at the administrative needs of the universities or the institute. In that case, what happens is vision and mission, we should look at the vision and mission. So since it is a qualitative matrix, you need to write within 500 words and put it in our portal within 500 words. You should write and put it because it's a qualitative matrix. When the peer team members will visit the institute, they should look at this qualitative matrix. Second, again, it's a qualitative matrix. Effectiveness, leadership is reflected in various institutional practices such as decentralization and participative management. It's not an autocratic management, it should be a decentralized management. Various committees should be in place. Various committees, right? Academic committee, maybe look at, if you talk about different, class monitoring committee, okay, then if it is a common subjects taught in different sections, there should be some committee. The committees who take a decisions, ultimately it will go to the higher authorities for approval. So these various committees should be in a place to see the various needs of the institute. It should not be an autocratic management, it should be a participative management. Again, it's a qualitative matrix. When the peer team members will visit for a peer team visits, they will look at this qualitative matrix. We should feel that It should not be autocratic. It should be a participative management. Next key indicators is the first key indicators which I have discussed, where we have two qualitative metrics: institutional vision and leadership. The next one is the strategy development and deployment. So institution strategies plan. So I should have a 5-year strategic plan. Okay, how many, what are the new programs I should introduce within these 5 years? What when I should see my students in a certain level? What are the new programs I should introduce? The institutional 5-year strategies plans has to be communicated to all the stakeholders. Describe one successfully implemented activity based on the strategic plans within maximum 500 words. In the past, whatever the strategies you have made, whether you have, if, when you have implemented, how successfully you have implemented. That's very important as far as the strategic plan is concerned and the deployment of strategic plan is concerned. So every institution should have should see the future. So strategic plan and deployment is important. Again, this is a qualitative metrics. The functioning of the institutional bodies is effective and efficient as visible from policies, administrative setup, appointment and service rules procedures. See, the functional institutional bodies like appointment, service rules, of course, these are all fixed for the government setup institutes, but for the private setup institutes, so those things are very important, because in government universities and government institute, those appointment, okay, the format of appointment, the service rules, all, I mean, CLDL, all those things are fixed. In some private institute also this is fixed, but in some institutions here and there. So it's very important that those functioning of the institutional bodies is important. How the institution functions, what are the rules, whether the code of conduct is communicated to all the employees, and the appointment order is given to all the faculty members, whether the faculty members and non-teaching staff aware of the service rules and procedures. So this has to be written again in 500 words, because it's a qualitative metrics. It has to be written in a 500 words. You can upload, if there are more documents, you can upload in your website, and in the portal you can give the link. The link can be provided in the portal, because it's a qualitative metrics. And this is a quantitative metrics. Institution implements e-governance in its various areas of operations. Like we expect more of online system e-governance, whether it's implemented in different areas of operations, like whether administration's setup is e-governance is there or not, finance and accounts is e-governance is there or not, student admission and support and examinations, right? We should have a examination automation systems. Like that means whether the entire system is automated or not automated. In many places, nowadays it's very cheap to automate. Very nominal price you can get the automation software also. Many free software also available, right? In examinations, most of the universities and colleges nowadays, they go for automations. Whether this automation system exists or not, whether e-governance in various areas of office, student admission, whether it's automated or not, finance and accounts, whether it's automated or not, administration, like how to put up the file also. In many places, when the file will be initiated, suppose the department wants to conduct a workshop, he has to open the file, give it to the head of the department, and maybe in the committee of the departmental committee, then go to the vice chancellor, maybe register for approval and all that, whether the entire administration process is automated or not automated. Because if it is automated, it could be in a position to know where there is a delay. In many government setup also, the things are automated, because if it is automated, where there is a delay in handling the files. Similarly for PhD, when people are submitting PhD thesis, when they are submitting PhD thesis, to the Dean PGSR, Postgraduate Studies and Research. I'm talking the example of my university, why it is not going to controller office, why it is in the Dean's office for a long time, 1 week, 10 days, why it is there in the Dean's office for a long time when the student is submitting the thesis. When it goes to controller of examinations, why there is a delay in a tick by the vice chancellor and going to the thesis, going to the external examiners, taking a lot of time. You know, student has to wait for more than 1 year sometimes to get his degree awarded. My point is, everywhere there should be automated so that there should be a time stamp. Time stamp means when you have submitted it, there is a time stamp when the date and time will be there. When file will go to other sections, again there is a time stamp. So you can find out the delay, where there is a delay, in which department there is a delay in handling the files, right? So from here we can understand the efficiency of a particular officers in handling the files. So we expect more e-governance in different areas of operations. So here what happens, since it's a quantitative matrix, so as I was telling yesterday, a quantitative metric is what is institution's response is important, right? Institution's response. If it is all of the above, then you are sure that you get 4. Okay, you get 4 means, see, as I was telling yesterday, every metric is mapped onto 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, depends upon the benchmark. Depends upon the benchmark. Here, this benchmark is open. You can understand from this particular metric that where you get 4. 4 means what is the score you will get? Can you tell me? If it is 4, what is the score you will get? The weightage for this metric is 5. If the weightage for this metric is 5, if you get 4, 5 into 4 is 20. The score value you get is 20. But what is your response so that you get 4? What should be your response here? Your response should be all of the above. If definitely, I mean the benchmark should be such that if it is all of the above, you are sure that you get 4. Maybe if it is 3 of the above also, you may get 4. Depends upon the benchmark set by NAC. But if it is all of the above, 100% you get 4. 4 means 5 into 4 is 20. Right? In every metric, there are different categories of metrics. In some metrics, they are all option types where you can guess the benchmark. Okay, and there are some metrics where we take the numerator by every metric has got a formula. In some metrics we collect last 5 years data. In some metrics we collect only the current year data. In some metrics are of ratio type. What is ratio type? Mentor to mentee. Mentor to mentee is a ratio. How many students will be given one faculty members as a mentor, right? Whether it is 1:10 or 1:20 or 1:50. Depends upon that, the benchmark is set. NAC has set the benchmark. If it is 1:20, I will get 4, or if it is 1:15, I will get 4. That is set by NAC. Okay. Similarly, faculty student ratio. Okay. How many students, one faculty? That is again ratio type. There are different. If you look at, there are 70 or 80 metrics. You can map all those 80 metrics into 5 different groups. One group is we collect last 5 years data in some of the metric. In some of the metric, we collect percentage per year, then again average percentage. It's a 2-level formula. I hope you have understood. 2-level formula. Percentage per year you will have to calculate every year, percentage per year. Then for again average of 5 years, right? All average percentage per year plus 5 divided by 5. Okay, that is one type of matrix. One ratio is another type of matrix, as I was mentioning, mentor, mentee, faculty, student ratio. The another type is your current year data. How many students and faculties are using the library? That's a current year data. Okay, so in that case, if it is a numerator, how many students and faculties, number of students and faculties using the library? If it is a numerator, what should be the denominator? Denominator should be number of students plus number of faculty members. That should be the denominator. So always the denominator you can take it from the extended profile. We have executive summary, we have extended profile, we have QIF. QIF is quality indicator framework. That's QIF. Okay. In your extended profile, we collect all the values. Is somebody explained about extended profile or no? I'll just show you before 180, 80 to 80. I'll just show you this extended profile. What are the extended profile? I'll just extended profile. Okay. Yeah. Look at this. See, extended profile, here we are collecting number of programs offered year-wise for last 5 years, right? How many programs you are offering in last 5 years? This is because in some places we want as a denominator total number of programs offered by the institute. So this is one extended profile. Next extended profile is number of departments offering academic programs. How many departments you have? In some of the metrics, total number of departments will go as a denominator. Okay. Number of students year-wise during last 5 years. In some of the metrics, total number of students will go as a denominator. Number of outgoing final year students year-wise during last 5 years. Again, some of the metrics, this will go as a denominator. Number of students appeared in university examinations year-wise during last 5 years. Again, this will go as a denominator in some of the metrics. Number of re-evaluation applications. How many students have appeared for re-evaluations? Okay, how many students appeared for re-evaluations? That will go. Courses in all programs year-wise during last 5 years. Total number of courses. Total number of courses in last 5 years. This will go as a denominator. Number of full-time teachers year-wise during last 5 years. Last 5 years, the full-time teachers. As I was giving an example yesterday, number of faculty members with PhD qualifications divided by total number of faculty members, right? So that will give you a response, whether it's 50% faculty with PhD qualifications or 80% faculty with PhD qualifications. That 80% is the institution response. Corresponding to that response, it is already fixed whether it will be mapped on to 4 or 3 or 2 or 1 or 0. Depends upon the benchmark set by NAC. Okay. If you get 4 there, what is the weightage for that metric? Weightage is suppose 10. 10 into 4 is nothing but 40 is your score value. 40 is the score value. Number of sanctioned posts year-wise during last 5 years. Number of eligible applications received for admissions to all the programs year-wise during last 5 years. Number of earmarked for reserved category, Government of India, state government rule year-wise during last 5 years. Okay. Total number of classrooms and seminar halls. Total number of computers in the campus for academic purpose. Total expenditure excluding salary year-wise during last 5 years. These are all extended profile. So extended profile will go as a denominator in the quantitative matrix. Most of the quantitative matrix has got a formula. Formula means numerator divided by denominator. Denominator, you can get it from the extended profile. Okay. Then coming to this, strategy development and deployment. What is the 5-year strategic plan of the institute? And once successfully implemented strategic plans, you have planned it and it is implemented. That you need to write within 500 words. And those strategic plans should be communicated to all the stakeholders. That's important. The functioning of the institutions, bodies is effective and efficient as visible from policies, administrative setup, appointment, service rules, procedures. As I was telling, the functioning of the institutions it should be effective and efficient. Okay, every faculty members, non-teaching staff should have a appointment order with service rules. Okay, procedures for promotions and all that. Again, it's a qualitative metrics. Okay, I was coming to this point. Like institution implements e-governance in all the areas of operations, right? You should have an online system. You should have a online systems. Yeah. See, so we have given the templates like areas of e-governance, administration, finance and accounts, student admission and support, examinations, name of the vendor with contact details and year of implementations. If you have taken the software, outsourced the software, purchased the softwares, who is the vendor, what is the contact details, and year of implementation, from which year you started implementing e-governance in various operations. Yeah, like that means to say that whether you have a ERP or not, that's it. Next a key indicator is faculty empowerment and strategies. Institution has a performance appraisal system, promotional avenues, and effective welfare measures for teaching and non-teaching staff. It's very important. Every faculty members should have a performance appraisal system. I know, I'm sure. I mean, all the even my universities we have a performance appraisal system. Government and other universities also. Every university should have a performance appraisal system. Number of classes taken, number of other activities, number of publications of papers, number of books, and all that. Even the calculation of marks are also there in many universities. How to calculate the marks, how many papers published, how many PhD students guided, how many MTech students guided, how many hours of lectures you have taken, whether you have taken any administrative load or not. All those things has to be mentioned in the performance appraisal system. Whether you have attended a faculty development programs, how many faculty development programs you have attended. Okay. For the development of the institute, write down your contribution towards the development of the universities. Write down the contribution towards the development of the universities. So all those points has to be mentioned in the performance appraisal system. Whether promotional avenues, what is the promotional avenues? Do you have a career advanced scheme, career advancement schemes? Many universities now they have a career advancement scheme. They go from one cadre to another cadre, from assistant professor to associate professor, associate professor to professors, different scales also from, I mean, AGP also from one level to another level. Like what are the promotional avenues? Even for the non-teaching staff, do you have any promotional avenues? Whether effective welfare mechanisms for teaching and non-teaching staff, right? What is the welfare mechanisms? Are you giving bonus to the faculty members? Are you giving salary advance during the time of puja and others to the teaching and non-teaching staff? These are all important. Effective welfare measures. Of course, this is a qualitative metrics. As I mentioned, this is the duty of the peer team members to look at the qualitative metrics when they visit the institute, right? In this particular metric, you need to write in 500 words. If it is more than 500 words, because in many big universities, they used to have a lot of welfare mechanisms for the, I mean, faculty members, non-teaching staff. Similarly, for performance appraisal system, if you want to submit sample performance appraisal system, then in that case, if it is more than 500 words, you can put it in your website and give the link here. Okay, give the I mean URL link here, so that when the peer team members before coming for peer team visits, they will look at your website and try to find out, try to understand what is the welfare mechanism. Okay, what is the welfare mechanism conducted in your institutes. Okay, the next is 6.3.2. It's a quantitative matrix. What is this matrix? Average personnel of teachers provided with financial support to attend conferences, workshops, and towards membership fees for professional bodies during last 5 years. How many faculty members are provided with financial support to attend conferences, workshops, and towards membership fees for professional bodies during last 5 years? So in this case, We have a templates. As I was mentioning earlier, every quantitative matrix, we have a templates. In the templates, you need to write. Suppose look at this template. This template contains name of the teacher, name of the conferences, workshops attended for which financial support is provided by the institute. Next is name of the professional body for which membership fees is provided. These things you need to submit based on your response. Based on your response for last 5 years, there is a formula here. You look at the formula. Formula is also transparent. You can find out the response by sitting at your universities. You can find out the response percentage per year equal to number of teachers provided with financial support to attend conference, workshops, and towards membership fees of professional bodies divided by number of full-time teachers. Right? You have to calculate this per year. So not collect 5 years data, but per year you have to calculate this. Suppose 2014-15, calculate percentage for 2014-15. Similarly, calculate the average percentage for 2015-16. Calculate percentage for 15-16-17. Then average percentage equal to percentage per year for last 5 years divided by 5. Right? You can look at the standard operating procedures. From standard operating procedures, you will find that if a faculty member is going multiple times, 10 times, that faculty member is favorite to the management, all the times he is asking for faculty development program, institute is sending to that person. But in that case, it will be considered only once. You can look at the standard operating procedures because the intention is every faculty member will get a chance to attend faculty development programs and financial assistance for attending workshops and professional bodies, IEEE memberships, IST memberships. There are a lot of professional bodies in different branches of engineering and science and other disciplines. So whether the institute is supporting financial or not, that's important. It's a quantitative matrix. It will be validated by the DVB partners. Next, 6.3.3, average number of professional development administrative training programs organized by the institute for teaching and non-teaching staff during last 5 years. Right? Average number of professional development administrative training program organized for teaching staff and non-teaching staff. Whether you are providing some kind of administrative training, computer training for professional development, because in the finance and accounting you have implemented Tally, but your finance department, they are not aware of this. You have implemented e-governance in all the areas of operations. Administration, you have gone for e-governance. Student admission, you have gone for e-governance. Library, you have gone for e-governance. All those e-governance you have implemented, whether the faculty members and non-teaching staff, particularly for non-teaching staff who will be dealing with this, whether the training has been given to the non-teaching staff for professional development is important, right? Again, it's a quantitative matrix. Total number of programs you have conducted, total number of programs you have organized for teaching staff and non-teaching staff in last 5 years, right? Teaching staff also, you should conduct some faculty development programs. You can conduct program on teaching pedagogy. You can conduct program on outcome-based education. You can conduct program for student-centric learning. You can conduct program for critical thinking and creative thinking development, how to engage the class. Because faculty members, a lot of programs people are conducting, industries are conducting. I remember 5-10 years back, IPRO has started a program of Mission 10X. I do not know whether you are aware of Mission 10X. It was basically they were giving to all, this training they were providing to all the educational institutions. Faculty members are equipped with knowledge. Faculty members are equipped with technical knowledge. So what is important? Mission 10X is, the meaning of Mission 10X is increase the employability of engineering graduate 10 times. That is the Mission 10X, right? They were giving a lot of good training program. Dell Carnegie training program they were giving. They were giving the training program how to make the students participate in the class, how to participate